Hi everybody, good morning. I am here in Switzerland near Lake Zurich. We are going to film my Choose Loving Kindness episode, the 4th episode, in this beautiful mountain and also the Lake Zurich. I'm so happy to be here with my beautiful friends Michelle and Arjeta, and thank you so much for helping me this project today. Thank you everybody.
My name's Michelle Borner, and we are here in Lachen on Lake Zurich today. I am a yoga teacher, and I also teach a monthly loving kindness meditation circle inspired by Bhante, and I organize his classes for him when he comes to Switzerland. I'm here also with Arjeta.
Hi, I go on talking about myself. Hi everybody. Hi Bhante, welcome in Switzerland.
Thank you so much Arjeta. Thank you Michelle.
I met Bhante 6 years ago near Chicago when I was living there at the time. I had 2 small children, 1 and 3, and he came to the yoga studio where I was taking them. And I thought, it sounds interesting, a Buddhist monk doing a blessing, why not? So I went to the blessing, and I was so touched by his nature, by his energy, by how the kids just loved him. They actually came and sat on his lap during the class. And then I started going to the temple with my 4-year-old at the time. 1 year later, I ended up moving to Switzerland, but I followed Bhante on Facebook. And my mother ended up getting sick. She got brain cancer. It was a very difficult time for me. I saw that Bhante was traveling to Las Vegas, where she lived at the time. And even though I was in Switzerland, I thought, how can I help? And I wrote Bhante a message and asked him if he would have any chance to go and see her and bless her. And even though he was very busy and had a full schedule, he made the time. And I was so grateful for him that he did this, not just for me, he didn't even know me, but to help me, but to make the time to help someone in need. And throughout my mom's illness, he was in touch with her, he visited her a few times, and it really helped her with her peace of mind. So much so that before she passed away, she asked me that the only wish that she had for her celebration of life at the end. I'm gonna get emotional.
That's okay.
So her only wish for her celebration of life was that Bhante was there to share his message of loving kindness. And I asked him, what can I do to thank you for going to make this time for my mother? And he said, well, I'll be in Switzerland in a month. Why don't you organize a class for me? So that one class became now probably 15 over the last 4 years, and I find it's so rewarding to organize classes for him because I see how inspired people are, how much it brings to their lives. I had someone tell me yesterday after a class that I helped him through his father's death and now through his mother's illness.
I was curious about, let it go. We hear it everywhere. We hear it in yoga lesson, we hear it in video clips, we read it in books, and it's kind of everywhere. But I got confused because I wonder, what exactly should we let go, and how should we let go?
I think that's a really good beginning, Arjeta. And so this, now in the spiritual communities and the truth seekers, and in the modern part of the world, and people are so really into meditation, letting go, detachment, and all those things people are talking about always. Sometimes people are so concerned about the words, they don't know about the practical part about it. I really feel these words are really popular, is so trendy now, and people are letting go, but still they don't know what they have to do, let go. I really feel let go is another job for people, letting go job.
It becomes an action.
It's like an action. Yeah. I think more than letting go, how about if we use the word let be? I think let be address more than let go.
It's
right?
Like acceptance.
Yeah, acceptance, and how you are going to watch yourself, how you are going to observe your own inner self and understand the nature of the situation. Then surrender to the mystery. I think that's the beautiful way to understand that whole let go concept.
So instead of controlling or like wanting to let go something which has an aspect of wanting to control,
Right.
it has to go.
Right.
It's more like accepting what is there and trying to observe what that means.
Right.
So not trying to eliminate or diminish like feelings, but they're there.
So what can I see when we talk about the let go? Sometimes people have fear to let go. Why? They think something they already have and also they are comfortable with. We have to let go that one. I think it is wrong. Whatever comfortable, you can have it, but you have to shape them with the mindfulness and awareness, how to live with that feeling, how to manage those feelings. I think management is the best thing. Observe yourself and managing your feeling, managing your emotions, managing how to live in this world with all other things and other people around us.
Just a small example. It was like it's something very small and from everyday life. I had a cough. I had the cough like, and I was, and okay, cough, you can go now. I let you go. You can go now, and it didn't work.
Right.
So it just kept going coughing, and then I was like, okay, cough, you're here. Welcome.
Right.
Nice to be here.
Or just
so you
cough.
have, I was like, yeah, you're here. So it's something you have to do in my body. It's okay.
Right.
So as long as you want to stay with me, it's okay. You stay with me, and I really meant it.
Right.
And then it went away.
Right,
for like 2
exactly.
days.
Exactly.
And I was like, okay.
Now you can see, right,
Yeah.
if you can let it be the way it is and with awareness and kindness and acceptance, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
But we don't have that kind of patience to let be. Then we are thinking we have to push something out from us and bring something new into us. No, I think it is the same thing. We have to change opposite side of it. Then you can see the beauty.
There was a question in a class this week about letting go, and the question was, how do I know if I've let go? Or I thought I've let go, but then it came up again, and I didn't really let go.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it mean to really let go, and how do you know that you've
So
done it?
why you really cannot let go? Because you are emotionally attached to something. So that attachment is comforting to people. There is some enjoyment in it. So still we are so clinging to that feeling and emotional feeling into it, and once in a while you have a light in your mind, oh yeah, I can let it go. So then temporary you let it go and but string it attached. After you emotionally let go, then you pull it back and put it in, because then otherwise you feel empty and discomfort. So that's what happened to people. I really like the story, like eastern countries, we have coconuts. We make the coconut the hole and drink and throw the coconut shell. Then the monkeys come and playing around and hold the coconut, and they can see the meat inside the coconut. This monkey and put the skinny hand into the coconut and collect the coconut meat and hold it. Try to take the hand out. They cannot. This poor monkey is crying and running around with the coconut shell. He doesn't want to let go. Why? He's so attached to that piece of coconut. Then what he does, let it go, take his hand out and lick the fingers and enjoy that little coconut. He's really happy about it. Then totally he forgets about his pain again. What he experienced in the coconut shell, he put it again. Then he keeps doing this stupid thing again and again and again. This monkey never understands. The problem is I'm so attached to this little piece of coconut. But I know in that attachment there is some pleasure. There is some enjoyment. That part is the attachment. If you can let go that emotional attachment to that piece of coconut, then you will be happy.
So my next question is then how? For the monkey, what do you suggest the monkey does to get from the emotional attachment to not caring, or not caring, to detaching from it?
Yeah, that means, as I said last night in the class, the way we are thinking, we always thinking to enjoy our life, we have to have everything in our life. Everybody we have to have in our life. It is not. No need to have everything and everybody our life to enjoy our life. So then why people are keep bringing into their life to make them happy. Now when people are keep bringing things to their life, they are more unhappy. So that means letting go is changing your perspective where you are thinking. It is okay to have a piece of coconut, nothing wrong with that. But if you think that the piece of coconut is only my salvation, that is the problem.
What I was thinking when you were talking is about what you need and what you want.
Mm-hmm.
When you said people around you think like you want all these things and you need all the lots of different things and lots of people. The question is that really what you need or is it what you want?
Right.
So let's say you're attached on something that you really need. Maybe it's not a bad attachment,
right,
because
exactly.
it keeps
to
you
survive.
going on living. You need water.
Right, to survive.
So it's a good attachment. But maybe if we fool ourselves with what we want and not be aware of that what we want, it might not be what we need.
Right.
Then going on with this attachment, it gives me the feeling that that might be the problem.
Yeah, and also people think our security to secure our life. If you have more people and more things, we feel we are secure. I can see in the world, including myself, when I have more things and more people in my life, I'm not secure because I'm hiding my weakness in things and people. When then I'm attached to those people, then they become a part of my life. When people are selfish, then they are making their own decision to walk away. Then what will happen to me or you and us? Then we feel hurt. Why? We are thinking everybody and everything is our happiness. Everybody and everything is not our happiness. I am my happiness. You are your happiness. You are your happiness. So we have to understand this is a self journey.
So once we have that perspective that our happiness doesn't depend on the coconut or whatever it is, the validation of other people, so once we understand that intellectually, then we can let it go because we realize it's not important.
Right.
Is that what you're
Right, exactly.
saying?
Then, it is a process, Michelle. It is not one night thing. So you understand today, then you are tomorrow again doing the same mistake, which is okay, but still keep, we are understanding it, then you are going back again and again, then you are coming back again to the reality. So keep trying every day. Why many hundred years we are so conditioned to think one way. To change that perspective, it takes time, because this is a whole new concept for the brain and the mind and the thought. So it takes little time.
It's kind of a child when it starts to learn to
Walk, yeah.
It will fall down like hundreds of thousands
Right.
of times, but it still keeps going on.
Right. When you are falling down, it doesn't mean you are failing.
You're learning.
You are learning.
Yeah.
Yeah. The falling is learning. Failing also learning.
What gives me the impression, if you are able to let go in this meaning of let be, as you said, it's like you need a lot of kind of self-love or something inside you that gives you this, gives you the feeling that to be enough, to be good enough, and that you don't need all the, how do you say, external things to make to value you.
Yeah,
And for me, it's so important. It feels like, what does it need for a human being to feel enough? So, or to feel wonderful. Like enough, it's just enough. But let's say go even a step further. What does it mean to have the feeling to be wonderful? Is it education, like for parents? Is it love, or what is the best thing to give human beings?
Yeah, I think it is person to person. It is different. And so when you have your family, your child, your husband, and your family, maybe people are content with that. Some people need a little bit more to content. Some people no need to have things, and where they are being single and wandering around, and so they are okay with that. It's totally different. Depend on the nature of the person and on the character and the personality. Right? So we cannot say there is a perfect way to live all human beings in the world, because they are a karmic journey, is different, their attitudes are different. So I think my suggestion, I have to be comfortable about my own feeling, my own life. Then I have to find what is the best way for me to live my life.
But I mean, it's there's something such a minimal standard. I mean, if I'm talking now like a mother from a little child, and I was a child of my mother and father, and I have the feeling they raised up this, even if you have lots of problems, but I always had the feeling that they loved me, and I tried to give that to my child, because for me it feels like if you have this feeling that you're loved, really loved, without conditions, then it might be easier to let go. So that's what I mean. Is there a minimal standard that we should be aware of, what we should give to our children from the beginning they're on the world?
Yeah.
And everything else, my grandmother used to say, we have 5 fingers on the same hand, they're not the same. But if you cut them, they all bleed.
Right,
so,
exactly.
so there seems to be differences, but also something that we are gleich, the same all over human beings and living beings. So I mean, this minimal standard. What should every human being have?
Yeah.
To be able.
Basic needs.
Basic needs.
Yeah, the basic needs. We call the basic requisites. If we have, some societies, some people, some poor countries, they don't have the even basic needs. Now think about, some people don't have water to drink.
Yeah.
So if some places they have more than they want. Like where I live, America, they have everything more, but our countries they have less. Always, my observation now, anywhere, people minds and also in the world, they all are in extreme. They have lot in one side, they don't have enough on the other side. So everything is balance. How to bring balance into our life, how we bring balance into the world, and so how we are going to bring that balance into world. That means you have to bring balance into your own life. Now 3 of us are here. We have to bring balance into our life. Then you are bringing balance into your family, your child, your family, your children. So I think that means we have to focus on ourselves, our journey, our spiritual practice.
If we want to learn how to detach from getting our happiness or contentment from things or from other people, don't we need this inner feeling of self-love? I mean, that the loving kindness meditation can help with. So this feeling of self-worth that you mentioned.
Right, exactly. I think that's the problem in the world. My observation is now whole world is like a murky pond. We all are in this murky pond. We just go with that rhythm, with what world does. So then we feel it is right thing to do. Otherwise, we are separate from the world. So that means even we know we are in the wrong place, to include ourselves into the world, we are doing the same negative things to the world and destroy this whole world. So if somebody in one point pause and think what we are doing is really bad to this world, bad to this environment, that means I have to change. The person who tried to change, that person going inward and looking for that loving kindness inside and change himself, then he is going or she is going to change the world by himself or herself. But it is a big job, it is so challenging. Why world is not appreciating that? So I am asking, if you go inward and looking for your own practice, are you ready to go by yourself?
I really like the analogy you shared last night about everybody going one way and you going the other way. Can you explain?
Yeah, usually whole world going in the downstream. Millions of people going downstream. It's very easy to go downstream. So then we can see wise person, wise man or wise woman understand going downstream, that is the problem. So one day, this wise person thinking, I'm tired being in this stream with other people, I'm going to make a U-turn. So right after you make the U-turn, whole world is screaming at you, you are going the wrong direction. But you are so confident about yourself, after you make the U-turn, you are going right direction, that I call going upstream. So when you are going upstream, there is no support, there is no encouragement. Everybody pulling your leg, screaming at you and telling you you are going the wrong direction. Please come in that downstream with us. But the person who practicing loving kindness, he or she is believing, I am correct, I am going the right direction, no support, I go my own journey and change my own world, then intention is to change the world. I think that's the best thing we can do.
I've experienced that in my own work and life as well. When I started questioning what I've learned and the conditioning and how society works, and I realized that the way I was living was not in line with what I believed to be true, I started changing my life and got a lot of resistance, a lot of questioning. Why do you live this way? Because it's not the way that the majority of people might think or live. And it takes a lot of letting go of the need to be accepted by everybody else in order to keep going that way. But it feels so good to be living authentically now, even if it's
if it is true to yourself. And maybe your own journey, spiritual journey, being a friend with you now many years, I can see, I totally understand your journey, but you can see there is not that much support for your journey. So, my question is, when you go your journey by yourself, you feel lonely to go this journey by yourself. I need support, I need the validation from other people. Don't expect that.
You told me once, and this stuck with me and has helped me so much. We walked the spiritual journey alone, and up until that point, I kept looking for this support from friends or from family. And once you told me that, I thought, okay, it's all in here.
So it is so hard. It is so hard. I think that's the best journey to do by yourself.
I tried to put all the things together that we talked about. It's about self-love. This is the base actually, what I understand of everything else. It's the base of letting go. It's the base of spiritual journey, spiritual growth. So people might think, or even means like, if you didn't raise like on a perfect way, or if you don't say perfect, but if you didn't have this unconditional love when you was a child, it's very difficult, or it's not even possible to find a self-love and self-worth. But I guess the world is not that mean. So I guess that everybody has the possibility to gain or to find the self-love, even if they had a very difficult childhood, even if they didn't get this unconditional love. So this is something that it seems for me very important to encourage people. It's like, even if you have a very difficult life, so if this world would be that mean, or if the program of this world, or whatever, would be that mean that once you struggle, you will struggle forever. It would be such a mean program. So it's just like, why should I believe in this, in a world like that?
Yeah, I think if you are smart enough, all your childhood experiences and struggle, whatever it is, you can turn into a blessing to change yourself and be a better person in this modern world and this current world. Otherwise, what most of people are doing, their difficult experience from their past, they bring into the present, and still they are doing the miserable life. Right? I have some, the past negative, difficult experience in my childhood too. But the good thing about my journey being a monk, however, I turned them into the blessing, and looking at those experiences as a blessing and make my life better right now. That's why I made the big difference in the world. I can see the problem is, Arjeta, we are conditioned socially, culturally, we are conditioned to this society. Right? So I think our job or my practice is very easy, very simple action we have to take. Teach people how to change the way they are thinking. So then after you turn into the opposite side, life is so beautiful. Otherwise people love to be in the dark. So again, thank you so much, Michelle, and thank you so much, Arjeta. It's beautiful. And this is our fourth loving kindness episode from Switzerland, Lake Zurich. And I'm going to meet you again in Paris for the fifth loving kindness, choose loving kindness episode. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
À bientôt à Paris. Bye.